Hey everyone, my name is Rox and I'll be reviewing the GoW Judgment Multiplayer Team Deathmatch mode. And let me start off by saying that I've been a fan of Gears of War since the first one, and I've been following all of the titles since then, 1, 2, and 3. When I heard about Judgment and I heard that it was a prequel, I kind of had mixed feelings about this. For one thing, I was excited that there was another Gears of War game coming out. But at the same time, I was thinking they're doing a prequel and also on a story on a character that I felt like I really didn't care for it. Baird, I'm talking about. He's just kind of there in the Gears of War universe as far as 1, 2, and 3 go. And I know the universe has expanded. I know they've written books and comic books and all these things, and now they're focusing on a part for giving him his own little line. But I don't know, I felt like, you know, he was just kind of a supporting character. I don't know why they felt like they needed to do a story on Baird and Cole and what they did to get them in trouble. You know, I really didn't care. But I was excited for it was, again, that they were bringing out a new Gears of War. And the one thing I liked a lot is the multiplayer. I love playing the multiplayer. It felt different. It felt different from the other first-person shooters out there. I remember when I first played the first Gears of War 1 game, I had just switched over from playing Call of Duty 2. That was the World War II themed one. And I was in love with that game. Call of Duty 2 was like the best game I felt it was on the Xbox. And when Gears of War came out, it felt so different. It actually took me almost an hour in order for me to get used to the new third-person view, the way the characters move, the way you switch their weapons. It felt different enough that there was a game finally that took my attention away from Call of Duty because it was finally something new, something fresh. So I guess we're having a new change again. People Can Fly puts out this Gears of War Judgment, and they made changes to it. Now, are they good changes or bad changes? Well, it all really depends on who you ask. For me, who I'm a fan, and if you want my opinion on it, I don't like the changes. I like the way things were. I wish they would have kept the same mechanics of the controller the way they existed back then. This of having to switch your weapons with the Y instead of using the D-pad. Why change it? There's already 3 titles that have that same schematic of the controller. You know what to do. All the skills that you've earned playing the previous titles, it's out the window. They're gone. You have to start off fresh again. You have to start off new. You have to learn the new setup of the controller, and you know that's what I don't like about it. That's the one big problem I have. If you're in a tight situation, this happened several times when I was playing the multiplayer. I kept having to want to switch from my primary weapon, which was the Lancer, over to the shotgun, and when I was in a really tight situation to see if I can save myself. But of course, there's no use of the D-pad for switching the weapons. Now if you want to switch your weapons, use the Y button, and the Y button switches to your secondary weapon, which is the pistol. Now you can swap the pistol by picking up another primary weapon, but you don't start off with it. And that change alone right there, it's huge. It's huge. Because let's say you get used to playing Gears of War Judgment and you want to go back and play Gears of War 3. Well, what ends up happening, you got cross-references of controllers layouts, and you'll find yourself making mistakes. One of the mistakes I also was doing in Gears of War Judgment was I kept throwing the frag out. I didn't even know why I kept throwing the frag out. I knew that the left bumper was to throw the frag out, but I was asking myself, why am I pressing this button so much? I kept throwing it in situations I didn't mean to throw it. And then I realized, oh, that's right, in the previous titles I would press the left bumper in order to see where my friends were. You know, you would see their gamer tags pop up on the screen and give you an idea where they were, so you would rush out there to try to help them out. Well, they took that out and put the frags there, and it's almost like I feel like I'm at a control panel, and there's a sticker that says "Do not push this button, or else everything will blow up." Well, because you're so programmed in your mind that in this game, in this Gears of War world, with the controller layout, you press that button in order to see a different command, and your mind is just, you know, involuntarily it's going to press that button, and that's what ends up happening a lot to me. I kept pressing the frag button and it would throw it out when I meant to only see where my teammates were. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen all the time, but it does affect my gameplay. It affects the gameplay that I'm so used to, especially because I'm so used to playing that in the previous titles, in Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. Now, they all kept it the same, but in Gears Judgment, it's different, and a slight little change like that can affect the way you play the game. You know, your mind is already programmed to play Gears of War a certain style. Your mind is already programmed the way it knows that the controller layout is set up. So when they make changes like this and you're playing the familiar game, the familiar title, but they change the layouts, it's almost like a cruel joke. It's like you're meant to go up, but the character goes down. You know, it sounds minor, but you really don't know unless you actually play the game, and you'll start to notice it. You pick it up right away. One of the things that you guys cannot see unless you actually try the game is you feel the changes. It looks like Gears of War, but it doesn't feel like Gears of War. It feels different. Even the menus, the menu screens on the beginning of the game, it looked like Gears of War 3. But the layout of choosing your characters, it's different. It's different. I mean, it's almost weird. It's almost like a weird alternate title. It's like an alternate universe where you recognize the faces, you recognize the game, but you play it thinking you know what it's gonna do, and then it doesn't. It doesn't do what you think it's gonna do, because it's not who you know. It's not what you know. It's not what your mind is recognizing. It's almost like you're coming up across a friend of yours, and there's something off about them, and it's like, dude, what's wrong with you? There's something wrong about you. You're not the same person anymore. And that's what Gears of War Judgment feels like. It feels like it's not the same personality that the previous were, and that's one of my biggest gripes about it. Another thing I have a problem with is the Locust. Where the heck are they? They're not even in the team deathmatch mode. I haven't tried the other ones yet. Right now I'm just talking about team deathmatch. Gears 1, Gears 2, and Gears 3, it was COG versus the Locust. Why are we fighting the COG? Why is it COG versus COG on Judgment? Don't give me and I really don't want to hear the stories that, you know, it's because it's a prequel, it had something to do with the Pendulum Wars. I don't care, dude. I don't care. It shouldn't be Baird against Baird, Cole against Cole, Marcus against Marcus. It shouldn't be that. And just changing, giving them a different tint to their outfits, like blue or red, it doesn't make that's not team deathmatch, man. It doesn't change the fact that I'm fighting a drone of myself on the opposite side of the team. That is just stupid to me. Why did they do that? Why did they do that? It doesn't make sense. I should have been able to play as the Locust against the humans. That is a huge change, and it's a change enough that it bothers me. It bothers me. That's just my opinion. You guys may like it. If some of you who are out there and play this game and are okay with that, then dude, go for it. You know, this game was not made for me, man. It was made for you, but it wasn't made for me. Now, having said all that, is it a bad game? I don't think it's a bad game. Is it a good game? Possibly it's a good game. But is it a Gears of War game? Is it a game for one of those hardcore gamers who the hardcore Gears fan who know and understand the Gears controller? When they switch over, are they gonna like it? You know, I'm one of those people, and I didn't like it. I don't know how many of more people like me are gonna be out there that are gonna be okay with these changes, but the game is okay. It's just okay. It is. Do I accept it for what it is? Yeah. Well, I think it's almost like one of those titles. It's like, you know, it's like Indiana Jones and the Crystal of the Lost Skull. That's what it feels like. It's Indiana Jones, but it doesn't feel like it. You guys know what I'm talking about. This is what Gears of War Judgment is. It just doesn't feel like it. Now, do I have fun playing the game? I was having fun when I was playing with my friend. You know, we were kind of like going at it with these other people who were working together, and I actually have to say I did have fun with that. But dude, still, when I went into the options, this is before I even realized that there was no Locust in the multiplayer. I went into my options, went into character setup, and looked for I wanted to choose that I wanted to use Sophia as my cog, and then I went looking for the Locust. Where are the Locusts? There's no folder for the Locust. What the fuck? You know, where the fuck are the Locusts, dude? It's just dude, it just bothers me. It really does. It really does. But that's not to say that the game is not good. If they had just put those things back, look, I'll tell you this. This is what would have made the game good for me. If they had put the Locust back in Team Deathmatch for one thing, and let the controllers, even give us the option, put the controllers from the previous game, you know, as a controller option 1 or 2, you know, in order for us to kind of do things that we used to. But don't do changes and then say, screw it, I don't want you to play the way you used to. We want to change it completely. No, dude, don't do that, because, you know, I'll probably end up shooting my foot, you know, because I didn't know where the safety button was. That's just not cool. But, yeah, put the Locust back in, put the controller the way it was, and then I would have been okay with that. If that, I would have said, dude, no, okay, with the smaller little changes, I wouldn't have such much of a problem. But having the Locust back, having the controller the way it used to be, I would have loved this game more than I do now. I think the game right now, as far as multiplayer go, with Team Deathmatch, it's just okay. It's not that great. It's just okay. I think playing with friends is going to be a lot better. But what I say, drop Gears of War 3 for Gears of War Judgment? Hell no. Stick with the Gears original trilogy. Where have you heard that one before, right? So stick with the original trilogy, and hopefully, when there's a Gears of War 4, they would have put everything back to the way it used to be, and I'll be a lot happier. But anyways, guys, that was my rant on Gears of War Judgment. Who knows, maybe next week I'm going to be falling in love with the game and says, you know what, I was totally wrong. Gears of War Judgment is better than Gears of War 3, and trade in my Gears of War 3 for something else. But I just don't see it happening. But thanks anyways, guys, for watching my video. And if you guys like what you see, I'd like your support by giving me a thumbs up, leaving me a comment, telling me to screw off because you think that Judgment is better than 3. Well, that's your opinion. This is my opinion. This is my video, so screw you.